Hey everybody, Lauren Doyle here, your favorite intuition teacher and coach, and happy Monday. So today is usually a day where people experience quite a bit of stress, and so earlier I put up a post about stress, but I wanted to focus on one particular aspect of that. And when you're in stress mode, two things really happen, right? So you're in your sympathetic nervous system, so you're in your fight or flight mode, which makes it very, very difficult for you to actually be able to, one, focus, but it constricts blood flow to your brain. So your brain and your body are not functioning to its full capacity when you're under stress. And anyone that has been under prolonged stress knows your body eventually suffers from that. And what happens is that you can't replenish the amount of energy that you need to in order to keep yourself basically light enough and bright enough, energetic enough to keep going. So you end up feeling sort of the first stage of that prolonged stress is you lose your energy. So you have no energy. It doesn't matter what age you are, you will have no energy. So what most people do is two things start to happen. One, whatever negative habits that you have become exacerbated. So whatever your habit is to cope with heavy feelings or negative feelings, whether that be anxiety, sadness, anger, anything like that, whatever you do to cope with those things become exaggerated. So your habits, whereas maybe they are on a scale to here, get bumped up to here. So your habits get worse. And the other thing that happens is you don't have energy, right? So you try to come up with other ways to artificially supplement that. So a lot of people turn to coffee, drinking coffee all day long, and then other stimulants, whether that be like prescription stuff or whatever. Like the stimulants become more and more and more. Some people try to do it healthily through vitamins and such like that. That often triggers lack of sleep, and then you have the lack of sleep, and then what I see a lot of people happen is then you kind of drop into these sort of super heavy emotions, right? And then you're like, on the antidepressants or doing something to sort of even yourself out, and then you have trouble sleeping, so then you need something to help you with the sleep. So there's sort of this like cycle of things that happens. Now, the easiest way to actually deal with stress is to stop focusing on the very thing that's creating the stress. So what happens when we're under stress is we become hyper-focused on the very thing that's creating the stress in the first place. It's creating stress because we have this belief that we can control, or we need to control, the process of the outcome. So we have a definitive outcome in mind, and then we want to control the process of that outcome. So, we think that we can do these things, and somehow we can affect and control how this is going to happen. And the problem is that keeps you in that sympathetic nervous system, that keeps you in that fight or flight mode. And it becomes more and more difficult to actually, when you're in fight or flight, you can't actually access that parasympathetic or creative mode of the brain. The only way to really do that is to shift focus. So basically what you need to do is let go of the very thing that you're creating an obsessive thought about and your attachment to the outcome. You have to let go of that focus, and in turn focus on something else. So I always tell people, pick 3 things that you can affect right now in either your business or your relationships or in your personal matters that are periphery to what the thing is that's causing you stress. And believe it or not, that shift in focus, and also with habits, so if you have, like this habit that becomes like exacerbated by the stress, if you can shift the focus on that habit and shift it into something else that's also physical, whether that's going for a walk, going out in the sun for 20 minutes, doing some sort of meditation, something to shift the focus from one physical thing to another physical thing, then you actually can affect the shift in your brain and step into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is going to take you out of that fight or flight mode and shift you into that creative mode. And it's from there that you can actually create some forward momentum and also be able to be open enough for those aha moments or unseen opportunities that will give you the answers that you need to actually alleviate the very thing that was causing stress in the first place. So I know this is kind of a long video. Obviously, stress and dealing with stress is a big topic. But there really are some simple things that you can do, whether if you change the focus in your habit or change the focus of what you can move forward, then you will shift yourself from the fight or flight mode to the creativity mode, or sympathetic mode to parasympathetic mode in your nervous system. Hope that helps, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye! Oh, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, be sure to do that. And if you haven't downloaded my free download, which is in the description of my YouTube video, be sure to do that.